everybody got all their stuff? Right, start with a bit of breath. We're going to get into the ribs. So you can either have one hand on your ribs. I like going across if I'm doing one hand, or you could have both hands like that or like that. This is quite hot, so I might go like this. And just taking a breath in through your nose and nudging your hands out. That's all it is. It's a nudge outwards to the side. And then let that breath go through your nose or your mouth. And we'll do another one if you've got one hand on this side. And then give everything a little break. And then the other side. So you might have both hands again, or you might have swapped hands over. This time slightly different. So as you breathe out, we'll do the long straw sort of breath. And just let the air go out a little bit more. If you've got any breathing difficulties, it's just a little bit more. If you haven't, you might go a bit longer. Depends if it's going to make you dizzy. You know what to do. Breath in, nudging the hands, slow breath out. Feeling just a little bit of core activation somewhere around here. And then just have a little wiggle and let it go. I'm just trying to bring a little core activation in because this is the sort of core activation we need for the moves later on. We don't want to go crazy. It's a gentle, I like to think of things that are cold and pulling back from that, and that helps me, but you might have different things you think of. Breath in again. Long breath out. Just feeling a little bit of tension creeping in here, pulling back, cold surface, whatever you fancy. Let it go again. You know, our other favorite analogy is pants. It might be just tight pants creeping up and up above the belly button, just to the ribs. If you like tight pants, you can go for that. What a time to come in for Hayley. The tight pants time. And we'll do one more breath like that. Nice and wide. And then that slow breath out. Feeling a little tension here, tight pants maybe. And then letting it go. We're saying, Hayley, what a time to come in just when I'm talking tight pants.
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
All right, we're using a selection of weights, we're using bands and something nice to hold and look at to do a little eye drill with.
Okay.
I'm going to take us into warm-uppy type things. Let's just do a little march on the spot first. So just moving your legs, moving your arms, any way you fancy. And then we'll go a little sideways. It might be a side touch. It might be you go on a little boogie across the floor. That's it. You know, I don't have any music, so just your inner silent disco's playing. That's it. Yeah, I love a bit of maracas going around. Bit of upside and all sorts of, you know, we could bring dances in. I don't know which dance I'm doing. Some that one. The ketchup dance, is it? Bit of that going on. There's a meaning of that whole song, and it is very odd. I think it's quite a political song. Yeah, it's cool. If you ever want to Google and go down a little rabbit hole, go for a bit of that. Right, let's come back to the centre. Oh, so you're warmer, basically, like you needed to be any warmer. Now go for our legs pointing forwards, some pelvic tilts. Use your breath. Use that little bit of tension on the belly to get that tilt, going backwards and forwards. And then we're going to do something slightly different. Now take your legs wider and turn your toes in just a tiny bit. And place your hands somewhere around your hips. So it feels that your knees might be going a little bit. It's just a tiny turn in. We've got you back, Hayley. So something looked like it failed for you then.
It did, yeah.
We've done some walking, some pelvic tilts. We're on some other pelvic tilts, just about to start. We've all got bated breath. Soften your knees if you're standing. Now do a pelvic tilt, slightly different. So it's giving your low back a bit of movement. You're getting a little bit of inner leg activation around the thighs, just a little. And we're doing this one because we're going to be doing hip hinges and some glute bridges as well later. So I thought we'd just do a little bit for our low back. That's it. And then bring your legs together. Bring your hands up towards your shoulders and just start to do some circles with your elbows. So, and let your body turn a little. Your hips can turn a little as well. Your knees can click as you're doing it, you know, they may do. It's just a bonus. And let your arms go down, just give them a little swing. And then bring your elbows in, turn your palms down, turn your palms up, and let that whole part of your lower arm do that movement. That's it. Just a bit of preparation for later. And the next thing we're going to grab is either the loop or the long resistance band. It's going to go around our head and we're going to hold it there. You could also tap the back of your head if you don't want to hold anything there today. It's our sort of Karate Kid moment. So hold your band around the back of your head and hold the front whatever way you want to hold it, one arm or two arm, just so you can put a little bit of tension on. And pull your face back. It's just the same as if in class I say tap the back of your head and pull back, and you can do that instead. And then release. Move your head a little bit. Hold your hand there. Pull your face back a little. Just keep moving in and out of that. It's like doing a chicken, but you're not really coming forwards. It's more about traveling back. You can swap hands if you want to. You can also hold this one longer. I'm not going to time it or do 10 or anything like that. We're just doing a few.
This is feeling very Christmas party hat.
It's got potential for that, hasn't it?
Right, note it down for like the week of festive Pilates.
So, you know, now do something nice for your neck, whatever nice means to you. It might be just a stroke, it might be a soft circle, but that's a really good one for giving a little bit of neck strength, working with that feeling of going forwards. None of us want that, just giving us a bit more support. Right, we're going to go into feet, so we should give our feet a little bit of a wiggle around. Toes up and down, please, as much as they will. And then we're going to go into heel raises. I'm going to give you options. If it's enough today just to do your heel raises without any weights or holding a band, just do some heel raises and get them going. If you want something more, you could either hold the band somewhere in front of you, give your shoulders a little roll, and bring some tension into it. And keep open across here. The other option is to hold something. I'm going to hold this quite close to me. If it's further away, it's going to give my back a bit of strain today. So I would hold fairly close. It's only if you feel happy with that. This is 2 kilograms. And I'm just having a bit of weight on my chest. So you've got that option too. It might be you hold 2 weights, like hand weights on your chest. And if you're seated, you could place the weight here. And you could place yourself here. You can go all the way to there, as long as you keep your back nice and straight. So we've got all those options. And now, oh, I'm such a meanie, I didn't do it before. Now I'm going to put the 40-second timer on. So you've already been going for quite a long time. If you want to make it impacty and you fancy it, I've done it so hard that the water bottle's fallen over. You can go for that as well. That's it. All looking good. Just do check that your hands are comfortable with your bands and your weights. And we're going, oh, right, okay, about 10 seconds. Keep thinking upwards, like you're just going to shoot upwards through the ceiling. That's it. And then come down Put your weight down. Have maybe a drink, little sip. Off. The next move is going to be a hip hinge. So for a hip hinge, legs a little wider. It's all about sending the hips back and the knees and the shins stay where they are. So that's the sort of move. And if you're seated, we're coming forwards. Now there's other things we can add to this if you want to. We're going to do 40 seconds, don't have to start yet. You can hold a weight on your chest. I'm going to do that option. I like that option. I'm not going to hold my heaviest weight. You can hold a weight slightly forwards. That's more for your back. You could hold a band a little bit forwards, a bit like you're on a really high bike and you've got handlebars. The further forward your arm goes, the heavier it is for your back. So just check what you're comfortable with. Or you could forget the weights. You could even put your hands round the back there. And if you like it more squat-like, you'll find that you're not sort of tipping quite like that. You're more lowering down and your knees are going forwards. Everybody okay? Anyone want to check anything? You all look ready to go. Right, let's get our 40 seconds on. There we go. Just think of that bum going back, and you can think of shutting a kitchen drawer, shutting a car door, but it's definitely the bum goes back. That's it. And then as you push up, make that the really strong bit. So lower and slower, and then up. Gorgeous. Low, slow, and then up. This also gives you the advantage. You don't need to do so many. That's it. Oh, I'm loving the up. Really nice and strong. And then you're done. Carefully put your weight down. And just watch it's not in the way of your feet, because we're going to have a little wander around. Again, you might want a little sip. So next thing we're going to do is a little rock forwards and backwards. So we do a split stance, one foot in front of the other, but a gap between your legs. And we're going to rock forwards and backwards. Now you might do this if you need some support with your support at the side. Could be a wall, could be a bed, could be chest of drawers. If you're doing this seated, one foot's going to tuck under the chair and that heel's going to stay off the floor, but feel the change of weight on your feet. And then we want the gaze ahead. We're not going to do this for hugely long, because we are going to take it forwards and stay forward. So that energy now is forward. This front leg is bent if you're standing, not straight. So a little bend in it. And this energy is like we're just going to charge forwards, and we're going to do our arms. Let's do about 10. So beautiful. Keeping this sort of diagonal long line. Looking very, very good. That's about 10. Take it down. Have a little wiggle. Swap legs. And just get that rocking going. And your feet moving. So we're looking for the toes coming up as we go back. And then that push off the toe at the back. Heel striking down as we come forwards. Perfect. You might be checking down at your feet. And then we can try and look ahead and do that. And you might need to go slower. And then we're going to hold it, leaning forwards, and do, it's like the splits with the arms. There might be a little moment where in the middle your arms are like this before they do that split movement. So you get that little crossover. That's it. Gorgeous. Front leg is also getting a little bit of extra, and that'll do. Bring it down. Have a break. You might want to sit down and just have a moment. Put balance in next. So we're going to do an eye drill, and this is moving the pen forwards and backwards, and then we'll just go into a balance, and I'll suggest different ways to make you fall over, basically, without you falling over. Different ways to challenge your balance, not make you fall over, obviously. So get the thing that you want to look at ready. Have it in front of you and just look at it and get the bit that you're going to focus on. So I'm looking at the sort of shiny bit of this pen. And then we're going to bring it forwards and backwards. Now, if you are tired today or you're a bit dizzy, you're going to be going slowly. I'm definitely going a bit slower. Just keep your eyes on that same bit, and don't worry if you get the wobbles with it. I mean, like the arm wobbles. And then hold it outwards. You can always have the other arm take over. And now turn your head side to side, like you're very slowly saying no, and you're keeping your eyes on that part of the pen. If it feels okay to take it a little further, so you get a lot of side eye, you can do, and you're doing it at a pace, a speed that works for you. We're going to change the head to up and down. Keep your eyes on the pen. And then take the pen down. We'll keep hold of it and shift your weight to one leg. The other foot can stay on the floor or come off the floor. Just even out your hips so we don't get that. So just grow tall. Might have a foot off like that. It might be down, just no pressure. Doesn't matter. You might be touching something. Look ahead. You might have something nice to look at, or it might just be a boring bit of wall. And now you're all standing really nice and straight. So let's have a little arm action. Anything you like. Make it slinky. Some form of interpretive dance. I don't know what we're interpreting. Very nice. Oh, the leg can move a little bit as well. Maybe the leg that you're not putting much weight through or any weight through, maybe that moves a bit as well. Yeah, thank you. I like these suggestions. Gorgeous. Very nice. Take it down. So good. Right, just have a little moment in between because it's quite hard on the hips, that one. And then we're going to go for the other side. We haven't got to repeat the pen. It's already in there. We're all primed. So we take the weight into the other foot. This leg is light, not touching the floor or no pressure through it, just lighter. Start looking ahead at whatever you look at. I'm just going to look over the top of the camera. Put your arms somewhere that's helpful. They can move a bit if they want to. But let's move the head. Go slow, really slow. Maybe a little side to side. You could keep your eye on something. It's hard. Maybe you just look slightly to one side and just holding it there, and then slightly to the other side. You'll notice that all the arm movements got a lot smaller. That's it. You've got to do what's best for you. And then take it down. Oh, very nice again. Well done. And just have a little bit of recovery time, a sit down, a walk around, a drink. Put your pen somewhere safe, especially if it's your really nice pen. You don't want to lose it. Like, where did I see it? Somewhere in Boost Your Bones when I was going like this. The next thing we're going to do is probably my least favourite exercise, but it's a very important one. It's a sort of lunge. So you might be already challenged enough with your lunge to not need a band. A place that I'm going to suggest for your band, if you are seated, your band is somewhere low, probably ankles. If you are standing, it's around your thighs. And we're going to do an upright backwards lunge like that. Anything with your foot going back so that your body, torso stays vertical. If you've got foot issues and your toes don't like going back, what I found really helpful is to have something like a sort of footstool. I could sort of demonstrate it with this sofa. And what you do as you're going back is you put your foot there And there's a little bend at the front. So you're getting a lunge, but you're not getting that toe squashing thing if your toes really won't take that. So that's my top tip for that. I would say something lower than that, that's quite high. Right, so the sitting version is going to look like this. And we're going to do 8 to 10 one side. The standing version is going to look like this. Oh, probably won't be as low as that for so many. And you're allowed to touch something. It's not a balance exercise purely, it's a lunge exercise. So count for yourselves and do 8 to 10. Might be your leg goes back further and it looks more lungy, like you're about to propose to somebody, but that feels like quite a low one. So just keep this part as vertical as you can. A little bit diagonal's okay. I just don't want your leg really forwards. And when you're done, you can stop. As we've got the other side, we've got a bit of recovery in the middle. You're all very good at those. I'm going to have to sadly bring them back for another session. Right, same on the other side. So about 10, just work on keeping this vertical here and think about this leg going backwards as far as it comfortably can. You might even aim for something that you feel. So if you're doing it close to something like a chest of drawers, oh yeah, okay, I've got to aim there. Especially if you're finding it hard to judge where your foot's going. Your last one or two. And then don't take the band off, not yet. More fun prepared with the band. Have a rest whilst I show you what's going to happen next. So if you're seated, we're going to do a little bit of that one side. Now you can do it with the band here, or you can take the band higher up. Different effects. I think it's harder the lower it is for that position. For standing, we can do it with the band here. The lower you go, the less movement you're going to get and the more sort of contained everything is. So if you want your hips to stay really inwards and you don't want your leg to sort of go out like that, place the band much lower down and stand like the pants have fallen down. You can use something to balance with, and then your legs, it's just not going to go very far unless that band is very, very soft and stretchy. And these little ones like this, they do plenty. So don't feel you've got to be kicking your leg all the way out to the side. Right. Seated or standing, we're going to do about 10 each side, 8 to 10. You ready? Let's go. Keep the weight on the other leg. You can see how small mine are. And that foot's pointing forwards. I'm going to do some seated ones as well. Press that other leg down if you're seated. That's your sort of base. This leg's just moving away. That's it. And you must be coming up to your last one, surely. Up. And then let that band just loosen a bit and probably fall down. And then we're going to do the other side. So shift the weight over to the side that's going to do the sort of supported, the standing, the sitting. And this other leg, check the toes pointing forwards. And then just little movements out. If you're standing, I'm really looking for the weight staying here rather than this sort of tipping. So if it feels like you're doing a lot of tipping, might be you've got to hold on to something so you can keep the weight there and just do these little tiny movements. People often worry about the movement being too small. This is fine. That's it. I love Joe's got blurred background and it looks like she's touching the mess like I do it when I'm pretending that I'm touching something. But I'm hoping, Joe, there is something there. Oh gosh, this must be the last one. Right, take that off. Have a drink. Now the next section, I've done a few things in a row that could all be seated. So if you want to move to seated now, this is a really good time for it, just a less energy than standing up. If you want to stay standing, you can stay standing too. I'll tell you what the next 3 things are, just so you know what's coming up. So we're going to do a single bicep curl. You could either do it with a weight, and you could do it like that. I quite like one foot forwards and the other back, because we've been doing a lot of that today, and just doing it like that as well. But you don't have to, you could just do it with your feet side by side. So we've got a bicep curl with a weight or a band. Then we're going to do some sort of leg extension, pushing our foot into the band, which to be honest probably works best seated, because otherwise the chances of falling is quite high. So that's when you have the long band and you push your foot into it. So that's that one. And then the one after that we're going to do is a bird dog sort of movement. And if you were doing that seated, we're going to hinge forwards and go like this, just on one side. If you were doing it different position, the other position would be in all fours. Now, not everybody's favourite, but I know there's maybe 1 or 2 of you that might want to go into all fours. And we'll be doing it down here, that sort of style. I'll recap, but just so you know where we're going, and to give you a little mini break. Right, let's start with the bicep curl. I think we'll do this 40 seconds, so I don't have to count. Okay, get your weight ready. Think about your stance. Do you want to have your legs just a wider stance, or can you do one leg forwards, the same size as the side that we're doing like that? I think, oh, no, maybe, yeah, same side, same side. Right, let me get my 40 seconds on. Let's go. Slow and squeezy. That's it. You might be using your exhale as you bring your fist or your weight closer to you, or your band if you were going for the band under the foot. That's it. Now, if it's starting to fatigue a little bit, that's pretty normal, isn't it, for doing this long of exercise? And you may be slowing down, and that's okay. Oh, because we're right near the end. We're going to swap to the other side. I'm going to demo the band version just in case anyone on the recording wants the band version. But the same sort of stance, you can do it with the leg forwards. Going for that timer again. Let's go. One thing to look for is just check at your wrist every now and again, especially pulling a band, because this is the time when the wrist goes up and just bends in different directions. So just keeping an eye on it. So keep the elbow right at the side. So this arm stays straight here, and this is the part of the arm that's moving. That's the one. Coming up to the last few. Let go. A moment. So this is the time to move towards a chair, because it's definitely a very wobbly one to do standing. Now, if you wanted an alternative and not to use a band, you could instead just slide away and bring your toes towards you and slide back. So if you didn't want to hold a band today, just for a little bit of leg stretching, leg lengthening. Are we all good to go? Everybody got their band? Get your foot in your band. Your hands are going to stay fairly still. Your foot's going to push away. Let's go. What I should have said for sitting on the chair is sit on the edge of your chair. Otherwise it gets right into where your hamstring attaches. And you might even lean back a little bit, but your back just stays straight, doesn't collapse anywhere. That's it. different directions. Keep the toes coming up towards you. And then if you want to swap the feet over, we will take a moment though before we do the next ones. Just do that little foot swap if you want it. Right, let's get ready. Going again. Pushing away, different directions, probably keeping it fairly low on different directions towards the floor. If you want to go up higher and kick away from you and lean right back, you can do, but I'm liking this lower, it's kinder on the spine as well. Might give your shoulders a little roll in between as well if it feels like it's building up in the shoulders. That's it. Oh, I pressed the wrong timer. Right, if you're done, I pressed the 7-minute timer, but we've just stopped at 43 seconds. Can you imagine 7 minutes of that? That thigh would just be like. So give your thighs a little bit of love. It might be a little pat. It might be a little bit of knuckles and fists on them. Just a little bit of release and lengthen your legs away a little bit as well. You may even go for the full X split. Right, the next one is the bird dog. So if you want to stay seated, one hand is almost like pushing you away from the leg, pushing you from going too far forwards. And your back stays straight. And this other arm is going to do about 10, like that. And I've got it with my palm, my thumb at the top. If you want to go into an all fours position, anybody want to do all fours? Give me a wave. Well, it's there if people want it. I'll stay on the chair and then I'll do a little bit on all fours, just in case anybody watching wants to do all fours as well. Right. We're just thinking upwards, long spine. You can think of someone holding a hair of your head, that sort of thing. Get that hand almost pushing you away. Make sure you're feeling open across here. No arching or pushing the ribs forwards. And just extend the arm. And it's going right by the side of us for about 10. You can push your feet down a bit as well. And if I was doing this in all fours, everybody's favourite position, I'd be pushing away from the floor with my shins and hand, keeping my head in line with the spine. The arm is just coming up as high as it naturally can, roughly the ear. Oh, I'm sure we're on 10. Swap sides. I'll do a few in this position. Keeping the spine flat, keeping your back of your head in line. Keeping that strong diagonal if you're seated. That's it. Last one. Oh, and just have a little wiggle and let go. So for the last few minutes, we're going to take it down to the floor if you're all comfortable to go to the floor. If you'd rather stay seated, you can stay seated. If you're comfortable to go to a lying down position, so we can just do a little bit down there. You might want your weights with you. Take a band with you as well, but we can do it without too, and there's I give you plenty of benefit that way too. When you lie down, we're going to have our legs bent. If you're seated, go into the front third of your chair. So you're at the front, you're sitting in that front third section. Now, an option you can do for this is, I would suggest you do this if you do the recording afterwards. You can put something under your feet so you've got something to feel, because we're going to do some toe taps. And it's nice to have something there just to get your foot aiming for the right position. So you could put a towel there, or you can put a band there even, just so your foot thinks, oh, that's where I'm going, rather than just having to guess around the whole mat. So it's just an idea. I'm going to put my band there just to show that sort of idea for people. And I would have it so that my toes are just on it there, and they can just feel there's something different underneath them. If you want to try it now, you can do. Same for seated. Arms are resting by your sides if you're lying down. If you're seated, just resting on the sides of the chair, just holding the chair. We're going to take the leg up to a tabletop. We're going to work one side. If you're seated, you're already in a tabletop. You're going to just hover that foot so you've got a long foot, so it looks like a pointy toe just pointing down to the ground. And then we're going to tap down 10 times towards the floor. And this is why you can see there's a target there, because then I know where I'm going. I can feel that band, and it keeps the leg in this 90-degree shape. Just going to show you seated as well. Might even sit back slightly for seated, because there just isn't so far to go for the leg. And then let that go and let that leg be long, and give the ankle some circles. And then we're going to swap feet and do the other side. So you're keeping that same shape of your leg, and it's just your toes, like it's dipping down into a lovely little bit of water. That's it, perfect. About 10. Oh, you must be on 10 now. And then take it down, and anything under your feet, move it to one side so it's not in the way. Right, the next thing we're going to do is sort of the last really effortful bit. We're going to do a glute bridge. And a glute bridge is when you, instead of articulating up and doing that tipping the pelvis, we just lift up. So you press into your feet and lift your hips up. And then you slightly lower down and lift them up again. Now, seated is going to be slightly different, because there isn't exactly the same move in seated. If you're lying down, you could also roll very safely and grab a weight and place it on that low belly area, and it just adds a little bit more resistance. So if you're lying down, about 10 of those, with or without a weight, but please do roll safely for your weight. If you are seated, I would push down with your feet and press with your hands. It's like you're going to stand, but instead of going forwards like that and coming up, it's just like we're going to go straight up. That's it. And let your legs go a little tense. Let the thighs and the bum go a little tense. You could use fists or palms. That's it. So it's a slightly different place, but your arms are getting the benefit as well. That's it. And you can also, of course, should have mentioned the band across the hip line. That works perfectly for a bit of weighting for those lying down. You must be on your last one or two. That's it. So now let go and let your legs either butterfly in and out. You can put your hands on the outside to just give it a little bit of control. You might do gentle side to side, not too much rotation, just really gentle swaying. We're going to do a little bit for our arms. So now put your legs comfortably so your feet are on the floor. You might have your legs a little bit wider. And we're going to have our arms in a W shape. So if you're seated, they're going to be sort of either side of your ears-ish sort of area. If you're lying down, they may not be touching the floor. That's fine. There could be a bit of arm touching the floor and the other arm floating in the air. So don't worry if things aren't touching. And just pull downwards a little and let things go upwards a little. Down and up. We're not going too hard on this. It's part of our sort of wind down. Little squeeze down and up. Little squeeze down and up. Think snow angels. That's it. Little sliding movement. And last one. And bring your arms down, give your wrists a little circle and wriggle. Roll yourself onto your sides and push yourself up to seated. You can go back onto a chair if you want to, or stay seated on the mat. And we're going to try and get as up on our bums as we can and take the arms behind us in some way. So you might reach around the back of the chair. We're just trying to make ourselves nice and wide across here and push away from whatever we're sitting on, and then let it go and just sit how you normally would when no one's looking. And then push away again and send the chest forwards. That's it. And let it go. And same again. That's it. And now we're going to stay upright. So I can't stay like this. My legs are not going to hold me upright. I'm going to move my legs. So move your legs or kneel or do whatever you need to do. And place your hands on your chest. Right, we're going to push upwards without our lower back giving us the extra little shove forwards. So you might even have a hand on your chest and a hand on your lower back so that it can feel that it's not doing that extra thing. So just this little movement, you're pushing this part of your chest up into your hand. And if you've got your hand around the back, you can feel it is just a little upwards movement. It's so small. That's it. One more of those. And now let's make it slinky with the shoulders. And some sort of nice treat for your neck, either a stroke or a small roll or a little circle with the nose. Giving your shoulders another little wriggle. Might stroke your arms down. We've done quite a lot with the arms today. And then turn your palms outwards, scoop up the air and bring your hands together into your chest. Thank your strong selves for an amazingly strong session. Great balance,